Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to Spirit of Justice. Previously, we were backed into a corner. The trail of evidence went cold, and things looked to be turning to a bad outcome, so Phoenix blurted out that he thinks one of the victims, Abbot to Rust in Me, was in fact the person who killed another one of the victims, Pere Zealot, aka Real Nemu. Unfortunately, Phoenix doesn't have any evidence to back it up, so he's been forced to turn to Maya for help. She's about to channel the spirit of the dead, which is sure to send shockwaves through Khura'in because it's widely believed that only members of the royal family can perform such a feat. This is gonna get interesting. Very spicy. So, without further ado, let's get into this, shall we? Is this true? Is the accused capable of performing the secret art of spirit channeling?
Well, yes. Yes, I can. Now, your Majesty, we'd like your permission to begin.
Yeah, I didn't think she would stand for this.
Your Benevolence. This is an outrage! An outrage, I say! First you make a mockery of the divination seance, and now spirit channeling? Her Benevolence speaks the truth. Spirit channeling is a sacred rite. Foreign devils say they should be, dealt with immediately? What was that?
Put to death immediately. Oh, that's worse.
Still your voices! Barbed Head, spirit channeling is a most sacred and secret of arts. Are you prepared to face the consequences of what you propose?
Yes, I am. Your Benevolence, are you saying you approve of their use of spirit channeling?
I will judge whether their claim is true. If this is but another of their lies, they shall be executed on the spot.
Very well, then. Your Benevolence? What if the accused accidentally calls forth an evil spirit?
Do you truly believe this foreigner is capable of channeling spirits?
Oh, no, but I wanted to be sure, as I am responsible for the safety of all present.
Well, an inexperienced practitioner could inadvertently call forth a dangerous spirit. But do not fear, for I have a Makatama of parting.
Oh? Huh? Oh, hello.
With it I can send spirits back to the Twilight Realm by halting the flow of spiritual power.
That is most convenient and contrived, but it is a relief indeed.
Not really. These foreigners have thrown down the gauntlet. Let us not shirk from their challenge. We must prove them guilty and deliver their last rites. Do I make myself clear, Prosecutor Sadmati?
Perfectly, Your Benevolence. Very well, the accused may channel the High Priest's spirit. But first, we must take a short recess to prepare. We will resume as soon as the preparations are complete. Until then, this court is adjourned. So what you're saying is, if I lasted 4 more minutes last time, I could have had a better place to end things. Okay. Fair enough. Fine. May 12th. High Court of Khura'in. Accused lobby. Sorry, Maya, but this was the only way. You sure you're up for this?
Thanks for believing in me, Nick. Even though I don't know if my channeling ability is on point yet.
Oh, right. Before she started training here, her success rate was only about 30%. I know you can do it, Maya. At least I hope she can. So you sure you're ready?
Yeah, at least I think so.
You don't sound so confident. Well, what about all your training?
Training's one thing. Actually doing it is another.
Oh, I see. Uh-oh. If she fails to channel the High Priest, we're as good as dead.
Relax, Nick. You can count on me. I'll show you what my training's done for me. This will be a moment you never forget. Okay. I just hope it's unforgettable in a good way. Once we hear Abbot Inme's story, I'm sure the truth will come to light. I hope so, but he was hiding the fact that he was a rebel, so I doubt it'll be as cut and dried as all that.
They're ready for you. Please return to the Hall of Justice at once.
Well, that was, how'd he learn? He was standing right there. No one talked to him. Huh. Magic. Okay, Maya, I'm counting on you. You got it. Here we go.
Return to the High Court of Khura'in. We have received official approval for the accused to channel a spirit here today. Now, if you will, Miss Fey, please proceed.
Yes, Your Majesty. I can't believe this. Only the Queen could channel spirits. Execute them. Put them to the death right now.
Come on, Maya. I'm counting on you.
I have been studying here in Khura'in for 2 years now, so that one day I will be the master of Khura'in, a village of spirit mediums back home. But first I shall show you all the fruits of my training in your kingdom.
Wow, she seems really confident.
A neophyte practitioner such as you could not possibly channel a spirit. Okay, Your Benevolence, how about this? If I succeed, will you stop calling me a neophyte? Very well, if you succeed. Oh, I will. Just you watch. O spirit of Terrust in me, slumbering in the Twilight Realm, return now to the world of the living.
My God, that is disturbing! Wow, she did it.
You know, if someone showed me this image, like before I started this game, would be like, what kind of freaky fan fiction is this? Wow. Alright. Huh. You know, wait, did I? You know, I don't think this guy ever had dialogue before. I need to work up a voice for him, but okay.
What is this place? Oh my!
No! This cannot be!
Polkanka!
It's the High Priest. The accused really can channel spirits. I don't believe it. The accused spiritual power is the real deal?
Go, Maya.
I do not understand. This cannot be. This simply cannot be. I must step out now before I forget myself.
Abbot Inme. Would this be the Twilight Realm? And what of this? Luxurious mane of hair. At least he's having fun with it. Is it perhaps a gift from the Holy Mother for decades of faithful service? Abbot Inme? My, but if it isn't His Majesty, have you too shuffled off that mortal coil? Please do not count me among the dead. It is only you who has passed on. But the spirit medium, Maya Fey, has brought you back among us today. Why, Acolyte Fey has mastered the secret art of spirit channeling.
I suppose that explains these gorgeous locks.
When I pass from this world, I too hope to be channeled with a full head of hair.
Don't we have more important things to talk about? Though it be for the briefest of moments, I give thanks for this splendid coiffure. Praise be to the Holy Mother. However, this kimono is a bit too snug for my tastes. If you would excuse me.
You better put that back on before you leave. This is a T-rated game, sir.
There. That is better.
Could we get to his testimony now? And I wish he'd kept his top on.
Why, you are that foreign lawyer the people speak of as of late. And is this not the Hall of Justice? Why have I been summoned here?
Forgive us for calling you back from your eternal rest. But you have been accused of murder. Might we ask you to testify on your own behalf?
You know what? I'm not even gonna say anything. I have been accused of murder. I'm sorry, I just need a moment to take this in. Okay. Alright, I have been accused of murder. That is troubling indeed.
What's with that crazy pose?
Is this really cause for such astonishment? Even the lowliest of monks can achieve such body control with the proper training.
Oh, I wonder if Albie will be able to do that someday. Will the defense please explain the situation to the High Priest?
I'd be happy to. Your disciple, Khura'in Zealot, has been murdered. It happened on the day before the Purification Rite. And the crime occurred in the rebel hideout hidden within the inner sanctum. Acolyte Zealot! He has been killed. Who would do such a thing? Someone who knew of the hideout and had access to the inner sanctum. In other words, you, Abbot Inmi. After all, weren't you secretly a rebel? Oh dear. That's still Maya's body. I hope he doesn't break anything. Wow, the High Priest is amazing. To think he had mastered such an advanced prayer pose. Still worthy of our veneration, even if he is a rebel. Praise be to the Holy Mother! Praise be to the Holy Mother! Oh my. Have my rebel allegiances been exposed? So it's true. Not even my wife knew of that. It seems to rest in peace is not my fate. Why did you, a devout priest of Khura'inism, join the rebellion?
Objection!
The High Priest has come back to us for but a brief time, Defense. Shall we not cut to the chase and ask the most pressing of questions? Now you say that? Oh, right. Abbot Inmi, the prosecution believes the one who slew both you and Acolyte Zealot to be Maya Fey, who had been playing the role of Lady Kira in the rite. Being that I was dead until just a moment ago, my memory is a bit hazy. Could you please do your best to remember?
Objection!
The High Priest says his memory is hazy. It is all coming back to me. It is as Prosecutor Sarmadi concluded. I was slain by none other than Maya Fey. The High Priest's statement has proven my assertions with regards to his murder correct.
No!
But what about Acolyte Zealot? You were the one who killed him, weren't you? I know not about my disciple's murder. Furthermore, I have an alibi of my own.
An alibi? Seriously?
It seems the testimony the defense has been hoping for is working against him. Now, Abbot and me, your testimony if you please.
Yes, of course.
I have an alibi.
I have an ironclad alibi for the time during which the murder took place. Just past noon on the day before the rite, I was entertaining guests at my home. And I believe my guests can corroborate this.
You had guests. Just past noon. That's right about the time Zealot was murdered. Now hold on. What was the exact time that, there's a specific time that they only have ginger ale dishes at a certain time? Right. Starts at noon on the day before the rite and must be finished by 3 p.m. the same day. So this noontime meeting, is the start of Jinjil's shenanigans, okay. Are you sure about that?
Absolutely.
Come to think of it, Rafa told me about a spirit's memory.
A spirit's memory is cut off at the moment of death.
So even a spirit that is brought back after centuries doesn't sense any gap in time between the moment of its death and the moment of it is channeled.
Yes, and yet it clearly recalls all of the memories it had in life.
Uh-huh. The High Priest seems to know exactly what he's talking about. So the question is, what would be the best angle of attack? To make him clarify, he said his memory's hazy, but Rafa said that his memory should be crystal clear. Oh right, I only have 2 chances left, okay.
I have an ironclad alibi for the time during which the murder took place.
Hold it!
You used the word alibi as if it were second nature.
Are you perhaps mocking me? Or is it perhaps the kingdom of Khura'in itself you wish to ridicule?
Come on, everyone and their grandma knows what an alibi means. We're not a bunch of country bumpkins here. We have plenty of courtroom dramas on TV.
Peace? Peace. Peace, I say. Mr. Wright, would you care to clarify your last statement?
Please, don't take it the wrong way. It's just alibi is a rather technical term for a priest to use so naturally.
I assure you I know how to use the term. In fact, I had even hoped for a chance to do so one day. I suppose that even I, a high priest, am not immune to such trivial worldly attachments.
Oh, I see. Still, he seems unusually calm and composed. It's almost as if he had prepped himself for something like this. Yeah, I think this meeting might have been with some Defiant Dragon cohorts.
Just past noon on the day before the rite, I was entertaining guests at my home.
Hold it!
Guests? And you were entertaining them personally?
That I was. We gathered around the table for a most enjoyable conversation.
He said his guests could corroborate his alibi. That can't be good for our case. Are you sure that was the same day as the murder? Maybe you've misremembered. Do not doubt my mnemonic faculties. I may have died, but my memories up to that point are crystal clear. Sorry. He's pretty thin-skinned for a priest. Though I guess I should have known better than to doubt his memory. A spirit's memory is cut off at the moment of death. Yeah, I know. We just saw this game. There's nothing better than enjoying Jinjil cuisine with dear friends. That way, everyone's breath becomes equally malodorous. Right. And I believe my guests can corroborate this.
Hold it!
And who exactly were your guests that day? Don't tell me they were rebels, so they can't be called here to testify. It was none other than His Majesty, along with his family. He couldn't attend the rite due to work, so he stopped by ahead of time. My, how his daughter has grown. Wait a second.
Let me set the record straight right now. I am not a rebel. Thank you for that wonderful meal, Abbot Inmi. Lady Inmi's cooking simply cannot be beat.
So there you have it. When exactly was His Majesty at your home? He was there from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. Indeed, precisely the time period within which Acolyte Zealot was slain.
Yes, and we had a rousing chat concerning the game of Catch Shoot 'em all.
But...
I'll just have that added to the testimony. After all, it was I who visited the High Priest's home.
My guests that day were His Majesty and his family. They visited from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m.
Hold it!
Your Majesty, are you sure this testimony is completely accurate?
As sure can be. Oh, how wonderful it is to finally have my actions be admissible as evidence in court.
His Majesty was at my home during the exact time period of the murder. Come, let us put this behind us. I could not have possibly committed this crime. How can you be so sure? What if the clock or watch you were using was off, or you misread the time?
There was a clock right near the table, and it had the exact same time as my watch.
Now do you understand, lawyer? As you can see, my alibi is airtight. Or do you still think I could have killed Acolyte Zealot? His Majesty's a witness. Are you satisfied now? There is not a single discrepancy in Abbot Inmi's alibi. If I give up now, it's all over. Now hold on a second. Is there anything wrong with the High Priest's testimony? Well... if there is, that means I would have been able to provide evidence right then in the testimony, not right now, huh? Wait. Yeah, this photo was taken during that meeting. Why isn't the judge there? And what's more, that looks like a heaping pile of ginjil. If the judge and his family dropped by at 2 p.m., then they wouldn't have enough time to finish it before 3, where there's a strict cutoff point for the dish. That's a bit shaky, but... Wait, also, the dead man's there. At this time, he's supposed to be dying at the exact same moment, but he's right there. That's important too, Zephyr. Yeah, there's something wrong. There is a discrepancy in the High Priest's testimony.
There is? Well then, perhaps you could explain what it might be.
This is what was wrong with his testimony. You know what? That did jump out at me a little. That's right. He never knew exactly. We never talked about when the guy died. Yeah, how did he know? After Abbot Inme was channeled, no one ever stated what time Acolyte Zealot was murdered.
Now that you mention it.
Despite that, you claim to have an alibi from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. That means you knew that Acolyte Zealot was dead when you were still alive.
Herk!
Oh! Oh, that's splendid. Oh, they had fun with this. Wait, I think I saw something just now. No, I must be imagining things. So, tell me, how did you know what time the crime had been committed?
About that? Open your heart. Let the Holy Mother in. Why, we've been blessed with the High Priest's sacred words of prayer.
All who serve Her Holiness must strive to banish worldly desires from their soul. Open your heart with the Holy Mother in. Purge your mind of greed and...
What was that?
Bias.
I feel as if my very soul has been cleansed.
You can't fool me. Prayer may banish worldly desires, but it can't make a contradiction disappear.
How can you be so sure?
What's that supposed to mean?
This lawyer seems to think little of the power of Khura'inist prayer.
Huh?
Abbot Inme was at home during the crime, but knew of what happened at the hideout. I believe this can be explained thusly. He must have had a way to monitor the hideout from his home.
What?
You never cease to amaze, prosecutor. As he has surmised, there was a listening device installed at the hideout. It enabled me to instantly learn of anything unusual, even when I was not there.
Remember, the rebels had been using this as a top-secret hideout. It would be perfectly natural for them to install such an apparatus. Wait, come to think of it, when I was searching the rebel hideout, the microphone behind the curtain. Huh? There's something under the banner. A microphone? What's this doing here? Was someone trying to record something with it? Well, during the divination seance, there really wasn't a scream of pain or any dialogue, so
That was a listening device. It starts recording whenever it detects movement. And I heard just such a recording after His Majesty and his family left. If you look in the desk in my study, you will find the tape in question.
All right then, bailiff.
Yes, Your Majesty.
Go retrieve the tape in question from the High Priest's home.
At once, Your Majesty.
The power of Khura'inist prayer. Even a putrid brain such as yours should understand it now.
It's like the contradiction really did vanish.
We shall ascertain the content of the recording once we have the tape. In the meantime, I would ask Abbot Inmi to continue with his testimony.
Very well. I was entertaining His Majesty and his family when the crime occurred. When I listened to the tape later, I heard a man and a woman quarreling. It sounded like an altercation between Acolyte Zealot and Acolyte Fae. After that, there was a loud noise, followed by haunting silence.
I have to find some way to attack his alibi. If only Maya were here. She has a way of putting me at ease. But seeing her like this is only creeping me out.
Though the High Priest was a rebel, he was still a Khura'inist holy man. Therefore, take care when you're questioning, lest you invoke the ire of our people.
How dare he suspect the High Priest? May the Holy Mother strike him blind! As if this wasn't hard enough already. Nice try, but I'll stop at nothing to find the truth. Now bring it on, holy man.
I was entertaining His Majesty and his family when the crime occurred.
Hold it!
You were entertaining His Majesty and his family during the crime?
Indeed. My wife, Belib, was treating them to her wonderful home cooking.
Your wife was there that day?
Why, yes. She was in the kitchen cooking up a storm the entire time.
Come to think of it, I don't think I saw her at all that day.
Oh, you didn't now? Interesting.
She takes her culinary duties most seriously, you see. That is why she was in the kitchen cooking without pause the entire day.
So the judge never saw Mrs. Inmi. Should I have Abbot Inmi add that statement to his testimony? Yeah, have him add it. Please add that statement to your testimony.
As you wish. My wife, Belib, was in the kitchen cooking the entire time.
Hold it!
What was your wife making that day?
The menu that day featured Khura'in sepes and melton malt. They are both traditional Khura'inese dishes.
I can't even begin to imagine what those are.
Oh, yes. The exquisite zest of Khura'in sepes and the supreme texture of melton malt. Lady Inmi's cooking that day was utterly unforgettable.
Thank you. It brings me great joy to know you enjoyed your meal. Now, once His Majesty and his family had left, when I listened to the tape later, I heard a man and a woman quarreling.
Hold it!
You heard everything from a recording.
Indeed. Each night I would secretly check what the listening device had recorded. I would have been in serious trouble with my lovely wife had she discovered my secret.
Can you really tell what happened by the audio alone?
Long years of ascetic training have sharpened my hearing. It is but a simple matter for me to ascertain a situation by the sounds I hear.
Practicing Khura'ism improves your hearing?
Hearing is but one of the senses it can improve. If one can focus and attain inner peace, all 5 senses can be sharpened. Why, the war bat over in the bazaar just cried. Did you not hear it?
Give me a break.
It sounded like an altercation between Acolyte Zealot and Acolyte Fae.
Hold it!
Hold on. Are you sure about those voices? Was it really Acolyte Zealot and Miss Fae?
I'd say that was the most reasonable conclusion under the circumstances. But perhaps Acolyte Fae has an alibi that you can prove.
I'm afraid not.
Then I suggest you make like a mollusk and clam up. Now I will continue my testimony if I may. After that, there was a loud noise, followed by a haunting silence.
Hold it!
A loud noise. I'd say that's worth looking into.
It was a terrible crashing sound. Poor Acolyte Zealot. It must have felt so heavy.
It must have been the sound of that stone slab falling over. Should I have him add that statement to his testimony? Sure. Please add that statement to your testimony.
As you wish. I would describe that noise as a terrible crash. Poor Zealot, it must have felt so heavy.
Hold it!
You believe that terrible crash is connected to Acolyte Zealot's death?
Yes, the sound no doubt was poor Zealot's death knell. Such a tragedy, for he was a fine disciple. I would ask all here today to give a prayer for his departed soul. Zushere Matami Yoma.
I had high hopes for that young man's future. Zushere Matami Yoma.
Why do I feel like such a jerk for just trying to do my job right now?
Mr. Wright? Do you still feel the need to question the High Priest? His alibi is as tight can be.
This isn't going so well. Better ask him about something else. I'm curious, Abbot in me. Did you stop by the rebel hideout after His Majesty left?
Yes, I thought it would be wise to assess the situation. But as I said before, there was nothing to see. The hideout appeared as it always had.
And the victim's body, that's my exact question.
It was nowhere to be found.
So it wasn't in the Plaza of Devotion. Interesting.
Acolyte Fae must have already disposed of it and anything else incriminating.
So when you saw the rebel hideout, it looked like it does in this photo.
Yes, I would say that is how it appeared that day.
So the stone slab had been put back in place.
Mr. Wright? Is it not time to concede defeat?
No, wait, I need just a little more time.
If you insist.
Interesting that was added. Huh. So, this jumped out at me. My wife believed was in the kitchen cooking the entire time. If that's true, why was she here posing at the dinner table during that time? I think I got him on this. Yeah, taken during the Feast of Blessings on the day before the rite.
Objection!
Uh-oh. What do you mean? She's not in the kitchen in that photo during the time. Oh.
Is something the matter?
Sorry, that scream just sort of slipped out.
I don't know about trials in your country, but we refrain from such rash outbursts here. Perhaps this will deter any future urges you might have.
I'm not helping my case in the judge's eyes, both literally and figuratively. Man, why couldn't that recess have replenished my health? Come on. Okay, a man and a woman quarreling. An altercation between Acolyte Zealot and Acolyte Fae. A terrible crash. So how does he know that a heavy weight was involved in the murder? Yeah, okay. I think he just handed me his own death warrant, because if this is exactly as he found it, there's nothing toppled over. There's not a single thing in disarray. Everything is orderly. There's no crash to be found. What must have felt so heavy, sir?
Objection!
Oh, thank God. Abbot in me, you said, and I quote, "Poor zealot, it must have felt so heavy." Why do you think he felt something heavy? You said the hideout looked like it did in this photo. If so, there's nothing that would lead you to believe he had experienced a heavy feeling. The fact is, of course, a stone slab did fall over onto Acolyte Zealot, impaling him on the Warbad statue behind him. But that was only revealed through her Benevolence's divination seance earlier.
Would the defense please get to the point?
My point is, simply hearing a crashing sound shouldn't have automatically led him to conclude the victim was crushed to death.
I still don't see your point.
I'm saying that the High Priest knew. He knew how the victim was really killed. Ow! That looks like it hurts. A lot.
Why?
And that is information only the real killer could have known. I definitely saw it that time. I've got the High Priest's spirit shaking in his boots. Or should I say sandals?
Objection!
Need I remind you, Abbot Inme was with his Majesty at the time of the crime. Such an alibi precludes him from being the killer. That's true, so he can't be the killer. However, he knew how Zealot was killed, something only the killer could know. Can this discrepancy be resolved somehow?
Well, Mr. Wright, we're waiting for an explanation.
Well, he knew how Zealot was killed, but he couldn't have been at the scene. I'd wager it's because the killer told him how it happened. I was just getting to that. Time to think of something quick. The High Priest knew something only the killer could have known because he heard it from the real culprit. That's my thought. I'm going with it. He must have heard how the victim died from the real killer.
The real killer.
Of course, that makes perfect sense. I don't want to believe it, but this is the only possible explanation.
So tell us, who is this real killer?
It's gotta be someone close to the High Priest, someone without an alibi. The person most likely to be Zealot's killer is... Oh my god, finally!
Take that!
I knew I was barking up the right tree, just not yet. I knew it. Okay. Your Majesty, while you were visiting the High Priest's home, you didn't see Mrs. Inmi at all, did you?
No, I never saw her, but what does that have to do with anything?
Did the High Priest ever leave your sight?
No, we were talking the entire time. And the food was brought right to the room's entryway.
So the High Priest has an ironclad alibi. But his wife does not. What the devil are you insinuating? I'm insinuating that Mrs. Inmi might have killed Acolyte Zealot.
Objection!
You have a lot of nerve making such a baseless allegation. She had no motive to kill Acolyte Zealot. He was like family to her. No, we can't entirely discount the idea. Especially if you consider that Mrs. Inmi could have been the one posing as Lady Kira.
Objection!
Even a fool must temper his foolishness at times. Or do you truly believe Lady Kira would kill Acolyte Zealot, though he was not a rebel?
Objection!
Well, it's gotta be some female voice in that recording, right? As we all know, the High Priest was secretly a rebel. It would follow that his favorite disciple could very well be a rebel too.
Are you suggesting that Mrs. Inmi killed her husband as well?
As sad as it is to think she'd kill her own husband to rid the kingdom of rebels, I don't think we can rule it out.
Yikes!
You claim my wife is that rebel-hunting Lady Kira, and that she slew both Zealot and myself. My lovely wife. That is utterly impossible.
Yikes! I have never seen the High Priest so angry.
It is as Abbot Inmi stated. And the accused has already been found guilty of his murder. It is far too late to overturn it.
That's right, Mr. Wright. Now apologize to the good priest before he gets angry again. Quickly now.
No, I'm not going to apologize. The true identity of Lady Kira is a major piece to this trial's puzzle. Admit it, Abbot Inmi. Your wife, Lady Inmi, killed you. Yet even now you continue to lie in an effort to protect her.
How absurd.
It appears the lawyer has forgotten. My lovely wife could not possibly battle the rebels in the guise of Lady Kira, for we were blessed by her holiness and she was with child. Praise be to the Holy Mother.
I completely forgot about that.
That abominable Lady Kira figure who slew me and Acolyte Zealot was the accused.
This is bad. I can't give up now. Just don't forget, my client doesn't have the strength to fight rebels either. How could a weak young woman like her possibly...
You foolish oaf of a lawyer. If only you were as blessed as Lady Inme.
What? If only he was pregnant? Huh?
Surely the accused possesses the strength, or should I say the power. The power to battle those black-hearted rebels.
Oh no, I know where he's going with this. What are you talking about?
My good prosecutor, I see you have come to the same conclusion as I. Such keen insight.
Then you have figured it out as well, Abbot Inme. May I ask you to explain it to this putrid-brained lawyer?
Certainly, for I cannot allow him to frame my lovely wife for murder. Foreign devil! Your Majesty, allow me to testify as to how Maya Fey is that murderous Lady Kira.
Well, if it would assuage your anger, then by all means, please testify.
Yeah, I'm guessing it's gonna say that Maya channeled the spirit of the actual real Lady Kira. Uh-huh. Bingo.
Acolyte Faye channeled Lady Kira's spirit. She is a spirit medium who knows Lady Kira's true name, so she could have done it. So it was the real Lady Kira who returned to root out the rebels among us. She attacked and killed me with a strength far beyond any mortal woman.
But... do you understand now? Murder by spirit channeling explains everything. This is the only way the accused could have defeated one rebel after another.
Indeed, I am a living, or shall I say dead, proof of her terrible power.
Ugh! Maya's ability to channel spirits. It's come back to haunt her.
Now, is it not time to let it go and move on, Defense?
No, never. I'll never give up. Now what? Think. How can I prove that Maya couldn't have channeled Lady Kira? Wasn't it said that Lady Kira was the sister to the Holy Mother? We know that the Holy Mother has a forbidden face. And yeah, the actual Lady Kira is strictly depicted with a mask. So I'll concede the point that Maya would know the true name. Yeah. Maya may have known Kira's name as Imson, but what about a name? I mean a face. I'm getting ahead of myself. Well, this is a question to ponder next time. One little pip of health left. Well, if I do get a game over, I suppose there's no shame in that. You know me. If you watch my Ace Attorney series, you know I have a good track record. I don't game over too often, and you know what, I sincerely think things through. I may get stuck with my hubris a bit, and jump to conclusions more times than I may want to admit, but I at least am honest about it. I may have only resorted to trial and error maybe once or twice, maybe only once, maybe, I don't know. At any rate, yeah, this development was just as fascinating as I thought it would be. And somehow more disturbing than I thought it would be. Yeah, alright, this is weird. Well, I wonder if this is the farthest I've ever correctly predicted a plot point before the reveal. I feel like I've theorized that Belieb was the killer for so long. Poor Terust. Wants to protect his wife even to the end. The love was real. But I'm not sure if that goes both ways just yet. There's no telling who the real Belieb could be. Some sort of government-appointed killer? Yeah, I don't know. And honestly, I haven't seen her baby bump for myself. She could be lying about being pregnant. I don't know. That's one thing to consider as we move forward, but yes, that's for next time. In the meantime, I'm Zephyr the Jester. This has been more Spirit of Justice. Thank you for watching, and hopefully I'll catch you next time. So until then, please take care.